I want to say what I really want to say. I'm going to say it anyway. We back at it like an addict. Here, Desert Valley Sports. You know, we starting the podcast show, so we're going to go DVS, Desert Valley Show. Desert Valley Show, that's us. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be highlighting our Valley sports. Not just basketball, not just football, soccer. We're going to be doing youth sports as well. We're going to be highlighting the class of 30, which is the best eighth graders in the Coachella Valley. And what's going to happen is here in a couple of months or so, they'll have an all-star game. They will be playing the gentlemen from Riverside County. Then Riverside County will be playing LA County. And these are the best eighth graders. So these are 14 years old, no 15-year-olds, only 14 and under. So basically it's just 14-year-olds going into the ninth grade, and they are a class of 30. And then we're going to be doing something called the CAN Games. The CAN Games are California, Arizona, and Nevada. And those are the best. Just like I explained to you, our best, they're going to do the same. And we're going to meet up December, January, and February. And then after that, we're going to jump states. And when I say jump states, that means we're going to go from Nevada, Arizona, and California, and we're going to go to Texas. We're going to go to Louisiana. And we're going to do the exact same thing to end our season with the class of 30, the best in California. We're going to end the season in February. And then they can go about their business and, and go do other things. And by that time, we'll have enough film from Desert Valley Sports, because we're going to be filming the whole thing. And we're probably going to be with a couple other sponsors. I won't say any names, Fox Sports, Palm Springs. I won't say any names, but they're going to be covering as well. So we're going to be working on the top class of 30 eighth graders at all positions, from quarterback, linemen, linebackers. We want them all. So if you think that you one of those, send your stuff into Desert Valley Sports. We'll highlight it. We'll vote on it. We're all in charge of making these things happen here at Desert Valley Sports. Now, a few other things that's going to happen here at Desert Valley Sports is we're going to start calling in the top athletes in the Coachella Valley. From here to Thermal, from here to Brawley, from here to San Jacinto. Doesn't matter. If you're out there and you a student athlete and you praying to God and you putting yourself in line to be spiritual with others around you and be a good citizen, and your grades are great, we want to sit down with you. We want to sit down with you. We want to figure out what's the difference between you and that other athlete next to you, or that person that's in the classroom, or that person that's in the street. What makes you different? What makes you out the box? Because blessings come and you don't even know them. Blessings don't come because you want them to. Blessings come because they are already written. And blessings come to people who believe. Blessings come to people who give, and people who don't think about themselves first. They think about themselves last. They always used to say, God is first, family is second, and I'm last. That's how I feel about it as well. As a man, we need to start teaching our boys and our young ladies about some ethics. Because I can tell you right now, the kids are doing way more than what we were doing in the 90s. For some odd reason, the kids are doing way more in the 90s because things are different in the 90s than they are in right now. Because they can pick up a phone right now and it'll help them with the math. They can pick up a phone and it'll help them read. It'll read it for them. They can pick up a phone and tell you exactly how to get somewhere. But what happened to having to take the map out and put that map on your trunk and try to figure out where that next freeway is as a family? So when you went on a trip, you had to figure it out together. Now you don't. There's a lot of things that got easy to us, that was given to us, that we took advantage of, and it went away. And that's what we're going to try to do with Desert Valley Sports, because one of them was that our kids aren't being seen. No one is coming past the dinosaurs to see our kids athletically. And one of the reasons is It's the outside sources. It has to be. It has to be other things going on. And I'm going to start with the parents, because I think the parents are the worst. The parents are the worst thing that could happen to their kids' athleticism, and as a student athlete, some of the parents are the worst. I'm going to tell you something. I've sat in stands and I've cheered for every kid on the field. Parents nowadays, you come and you cheer for your kid only. That's unacceptable. You can't expect to get any blessings from that. What would God do? That's all I have to say. What would God do? You're sitting in the stands, a great play goes off, and you don't even cheer because your kid didn't do it. Well, what about the team? That's all I want to say. What about the team? You might be the same person that's forgetting to pay the bill, or forgetting that you had to cook dinner when you got home. You're the same person, I promise you. And parents, when the kid gets in the car and says, oh, the coach this, the coach this, I want to hear what you saying. Are you saying to them, no, go talk to the coach, you just been out there 2 hours. You trying to build something. But or are you the parent that walks out there and talks to the coach and undermines the kid and the coach in front of the players, which is his peers, that he has to go to school with? We have to realize what we're doing here, okay? Now, are you going to let, you don't pick your kids' friends, you just sign them up for a sport. Let me tell you, when you sign them up for a sport, because now that person on his left, that person on their right is the person that they going to go to battle with, you know? And that's what I'm saying. The same thing you say in church. They always tell you, look to the person to the left and saying, you're going to do something today. Or look to your right and touch them and say, God is with you. You know, we need to get back to that. We need to get back to helping our elderly. We need to get back to helping our kids, because they don't have a clue on what's in the middle, because they can't get there. So let's back up just a little bit. Now, signing your kids up for programs does not mean, here, like they used to say, just because you wear a champion jersey and it has a #1 on it, don't mean you a winner. All right? So there's a process. And when you start thinking that you're bigger than the program, all right, and that the process doesn't, apply to you, then that's when, I can't remember, but it says, don't be a fool. Am I right, Omar? They were talking about don't be a fool. And basically what that is don't be a fool and not use the athleticism that was given to you by God. And if you haven't figured that out yet, let's talk about this. So if you know the X-Men are, do you know that? If you know who the X-Men are, then they have an X-Men house. There's a house where everybody goes to, and what are they doing at their house? They are trying to figure out their secret superpower. They're trying to figure out their superpower on how they can help. And then what happens is, when there's a situation, they get sent out based on who does what and who does what good. All right? So you're getting picked to do certain things in your life that was God-given talent, and you're not using it, because there's a bunch of kids with special needs. There's a bunch of kids right now that have different, difficulties doing certain things, that wish they can do half of the things that our student athletes are doing. And that's just going to school and being, an everyday person, being able to eat lunch with your friends, and just, being able to do things that a normal kid would do. So that's what I'm saying. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool and sit down on your talent and don't think, and every time the coach says something to you, you think he getting on you. Man, if your parents ain't getting on you, they don't love you. I'm just going to tell you right now. If your parents and your coach ain't getting on you, they don't love you. You know why? Because people who love you want to see you do better. Even if you are doing better, they want to see you doing better than them. They don't want to see you doing worse. Because as a parent and as a coach, I'm only as good as my worst athlete, as well as I'm only as worse as my worst kid. All right? So there's going to be some changes. We're going to be getting some people in here. I'm so excited about this, because I'm about to expose a bunch of things that's going on. And I'm going to say what other people wanted to say. So technically this part of the segment is called I Got Something to Say. And tap in or tap out. I'm the mama's boy. That's my alias. This is Desert Valley Sports. And like I said, you tap in. We're all over YouTube. We're all over Instagram. And yeah, we are monetized. So you might want to get your face on there. because people are looking at our stuff at Desert Valley Sports. And this is not the new. And everybody who's saying the new podcast show, this ain't new. We got over 800 videos. We got over 800 youth sports videos already filmed and recorded on YouTube. So this ain't no secret. We just adding a segment, and that's what it is. It's the Mama's Boy right here, Desert Valley Sports. Tap in and tap out. We open like 2 hospitals. I'm Roman G. PELLUM, and I'm out.